Welcome to UCBB, Under the Cardboard Box. This is episode 2.
We did it. Episode 2.
Episode 2. We're your hosts,
Aido Martinez.
and I'm Arnaldo Castillo. Let's get started.
Man, last week was great.
Absolutely. We've received a lot of feedback from episode 1, and really, guys, we're taken back by it.
Really, thank you so much. You guys downloaded 45 of our episodes. Of one of our episodes. You downloaded 45 times.
We've got 45 downloads and I think 35 subscribers.
Yeah.
Guys, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So this is the episode I think I was so eager to do. Like, this is where we're going to talk about MGS, The Phantom Pain.
There it is.
In depth. So we will warn you as a courtesy, spoiler alert.
Yeah, huge spoiler alert. I'll have it in the show notes, and I'll have it in the episode embedded right in the title. But seriously, this is a spoiler cast. No holds bar.
Of course. But before we get into the sweetness,
Yeah.
let's get into the news.
The CB News.
All right.
All right, what do we got?
Actually, we've got a few. So I don't know if any of you guys have seen this. It's called Sleeping with the Enemy. It's a Metal Gear Solid fan film by Fury Fingers.
Oh, snap. Yes, I saw this over the weekend.
Yeah. Guys, if you haven't, check it out. It's 5 minutes and 55. It's 6 minutes long, but you will enjoy it. I think it takes a very comedic approach to the Metal Gear Solid franchise.
My favorite game of the Metal Gear Solid franchise.
Right. It focuses on part 3.
Yeah, it does a good job of paying attention to detail, because certain moments, like when Ocelot is down on the floor, you hear a
right. They add a lot of sound effects. Yeah, so it's funny, and it'll be what's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgic.
Yeah. I liked it. It was fun. I like seeing Metal Gear Solid films. They're great. Especially this one was really well made. It's hilarious. So definitely check it out, guys. What was the name of it again?
The name of it was Sleeping with the Enemy, Metal Gear Solid fan film. And again, the people who've made it are Furry Fingers. Check them out on YouTube. I think they did a great job, and we weren't paid to say that.
Yeah. Check it out for real, guys. It's really good.
I mean, we got something else, don't we?
Yeah. All right. So next news we got is this one is awesome. Just because I know a lot of people like using her. This could be kind of a spoiler, but we already said that this is a spoiler.
Spoiler cast, man.
Spoiler cast.
We're not going to say spoiler alert again. We're not going to do it.
So, after installing the latest MGS5 patch, guess who you get back? Quiet.
That's right. My girl, man.
So, the patch updating Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, the version is 1.06, has just been released. So it was released last week, and fans just found out that you can get Quiet back after losing her in Mission 45, A Quiet Exit. At the end of the mission, Quiet would disappear into the desert, after which she was gone for good. But not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. I will tell you one thing, though. Getting her back is not part of the story. It actually is just an extra for you, since a lot of you have protested that you wanted Quiet back in some way.
Yeah.
You know what, man? It's funny because I was very sad when I lost Quiet.
Really?
I don't know how you felt about it.
I don't really use her as much, so I was okay with it. But it sucks not, I thought of it like this. Losing something, is like, man, I can't use it again. Kind of like
Right.
you don't know what you've lost, what you have until you've lost it.
I mean, I invested a lot of time in her. Actually, I used her quite a lot. I used her more than D-Dog, just because I don't know. I just like having someone have my back, and it was just the growth in the story between her and Snake. But man, when she left, I gotta admit, I was actually very sad because of that part of the story.
Yeah, it caught me by surprise.
And I couldn't believe it. Like, after everything, after you go and rescue her, she talks. And
that mission was super hard.
yes. Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
Man, just one missile.
Yeah.
After a
and
while,
you're
just
dead.
one missile from the tank, especially if you don't have the battle armor on.
Yeah.
You're just done.
So to get into it, the way to get her is with this latest patch is replaying mission 11. So it's called Cloaked in Silence. It will give you the option to reunite with Quiet. At a certain point, some say you'll have to replay mission 7 times. The mission description has changed into Reunion Cloaked in Silence.
Right. After
And
you do it 6 times, the 7th time,
yep.
Reunion instead of replay.
Right.
You know what's funny? I kind of created my own kind of backstory.
Yeah. All right.
getting her
I
back.
gotta hear this.
Yeah. So basically, Quiet isn't really there. I mean, I got her, but she's not really there. As a matter of fact, I've pretty much made it that Big Boss is suffering from, some PTSD from losing Quiet. So
Right.
He kind of imagines that she's still with him. And so the people that she's taking out is really him, but subconsciously he doesn't realize it. He thinks it's her.
Yeah.
It's just
That's good. I mean,
making sense of it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Because
she's
they
gone.
didn't provide with the story.
Yeah, she's gone. She's gone. Maybe even dead because of the parasite in her throat.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't speak, because she had the vocal cord parasite.
She did.
And speaking English is what activated it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's my justification for getting her. At first, I didn't want to because it was sad for me.
Well, yeah, and to me, I see it as something that, if you want to replay like certain missions and stuff, it's a lot easier to do it with her. And she helps out a lot. To be honest, I haven't used her as much because I love D-Dog, and I've gotten used to him, or her. But the thing about Quiet is that she has such a long range, more than any other buddy. So it's
Right.
good to see her back, because now I have the option to go back, finish certain side ops that I have, or missions that are, on the extreme or the other ones. I can finish it, with her.
You can just tell her to shoot someone or to give you cover.
Right.
Especially, and I know a lot of people do this. They give her the tranquilizer sniper.
Yeah.
Which already comes with a suppressor. So they just tell her, take everyone out, and that's it. She'll just do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So looks like we got another news.
Yeah. Let's.
What's the next one?
The next one is, so check this out. So Konami, right, is helping engineers
This is hilarious.
create bionic arms for amputee with the Phantom Limb project. So Konami is basically getting together with these people and creating a similar replica of the arm that Snake has in the game. And they're creating it for people who have missing limbs. In this case, it speaks about a gamer who has a missing limb. I think that's so cool.
That's insane to me. I see that and it's like, are you serious? Is this really happening? Are we living in this era right now?
Get me a machete. I want the arm.
That is hilarious, man. That is so cool. That's
But think about it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Imagine if it electronically worked, which I think they're trying to do, actually.
Yeah, I think they are.
They're working with the leading prosthetic artist to produce this thing.
Yeah.
So they're not playing around. It looks like Konami's,
No, they're not.
Konami's, like you said in episode 1, they're involved in a lot more than just, gaming. They're making prosthetic arms now.
Yeah, that's well, I mean, aside from them being involved in everything in Japan, like gyms and all that, I guess
Right.
they're doctors now.
It's kind of like they're the Donald Trump of Japan.
Seriously. It's crazy how they can go from making video games to making prosthetic arms. Whoever that guy is, or gamer person, I mean, I'd feel really lucky.
Right. Well, I think it'll give him some joy. Not all jokes aside, missing a limb or being an amputee is horrible, to say the least. But man, good for you, man. Good for
that's
you.
Awesome.
I hope you get it.
So are they calling it the phantom limb?
The phantom limb. That's terrible. With that being said, let's get to the next portion of the news.
All right. The next one is amazing. I had zero doubt in my mind, but the Game Awards was just announced, like the nominees. So Jeff Keighley tweeted out saying who were the nominees for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So I'll read you the list of the Game of the Year. So it's Bloodborne, Fallout 4, Super Mario Maker, and The Witcher 3.
The Witcher 3. Okay.
And Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
That's not a surprise, though.
That is seriously not a surprise.
Not a
surprise. Before the game came out, I already knew it was going to be.
Right. Well, every game hasn't every game been nominated?
Every game.
Yeah.
For
major
releases, yes. So Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain is one of the 5 games that are nominated for this year in Game of the Year's awards. So the nominees are selected. If you didn't know, they're selected by a jury of 32 international media. In some cases, the jury is provided advanced review code of upcoming games in order to meet the Game Awards 2015 judging deadlines. Games must have been commercially released by Tuesday, November 24th to be eligible for the awards. Esports nominees were voted on by an advisory panel consisting of esports media and sites. So pretty much Game of the Year is the biggest one. But aside from that, it didn't only get nominated for Game of the Year. MGS5 also got nominated for Best Score, Best Soundtrack, Best Action Game and Adventure Game, and Game Best Art Direction for the game. So, and there's another one. This one is pretty interesting because I want to see how this all plays out, especially with Konami and everything. But
right.
Kojima Productions is being nominated for Developer of the Year.
What was that?
So they're being nominated for Developer of the Year.
Konami,
yes.
Konami, not Kojima.
I'm sorry, Kojima Productions.
Oh, Kojima Productions.
Yeah, Kojima Productions.
See,
sorry.
Wait, what? Konami?
No. Kojima Productions. And what's funny is that they're disbanded. They're inexistent.
Konami let them go, pretty much, or stop them.
Well, you're right, exactly. So they're being nominated for, Developer of the Year, which is amazing because some of those coworkers, and I guess friends of Kojima, or people that worked on the game, they're not in Konami anymore. They're not working in Kojima Productions.
Right.
So, man, I really want to see this year's Game of the Year.
Well, maybe it'll change Konami's decision.
Right.
Reinstate them, bring back Kojima. Let's get another Metal Gear.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this just shows that these hardworking individuals can just get in there and
tear it up, man.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
honestly, because some of these people, they have so much that they can do, and they have so much talent. I just hope that even if Konami doesn't have it in their heart, other developers and publishers can see look, there's these group of individuals that can work hard in the game, and we can hire them, whether it be here in the West or over there.
Right. Okay. Well,
so you could use the hashtag Metal Gear Solid 5 to vote for them. So you got to vote for them on Twitter. So to find out more information on that, just search up VGAs 2015, and it'll tell you all the information on how to vote. So vote for Metal Gear, guys. Let's do this.
Do it. We know, even if you don't vote, it's gonna win anyway. It's just that good of a game.
Yeah.
But do it anyway. Anyway.
Of course. All right. So let's get into the next news.
Right. So check this out, guys. I don't know how much of fans you are about polls, but we got some Metal Gear polls here. Check this out. You remember how you were saying that it's being voted for best soundtrack?
Yeah.
So we've got some polls on that. So the first one is favorite vocal song in Metal Gear.
Okay.
You think you can guess which one?
I'm gonna take a limb here and say Vocal track.
Vocal track.
I'm guessing since the game just came out, the only one I can think of right now is Quiet's theme.
Quiet's theme?
Yeah, the Quiet's theme.
No, man. Actually, it goes further than that.
Is it Cynthia Harrell?
Yeah.
Oh man, yes.
Snake Eater.
Yes.
You know, Metal Gear has always had good soundtracks. Actually,
Cynthia Harrell is amazing.
She did a good job. So, we've got Snake Eater at the top of the list.
By how many?
By how many? It's 28%. Actually,
28%.
28% out of 100. And so then we've got other ones. Like the second one is The Best Is Yet to Come. Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then number 3 is Sins of the Father. Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
You got number 4, Calling Into the Night. Then you got Heaven's Divide and Quiet's theme. Also, you got Can't Say Goodbye to Yesterday. If you guys don't remember where that's from, it's from MGS2. Okay? The Love theme from MGS4.
Right.
Don't Be Afraid, MGS3. Do you remember where that song's from, though?
Don't Be Afraid?
Like, what scene did they use that from?
Was it with Eva and Snake in the cave?
Not in the cave, actually. You're pretty close, though. It was afterwards. It was in the house.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're,
when they,
yeah.
And the last one is Love Deterrence, MGS Peace Walker.
Nice. So the last one is the one in Peace Walker.
Yeah.
Wow, I would think that Quiet would be on top of that list since it's fresh on everyone's mind, but I'm really happy that one won, Cynthia Harrell, because I think honestly that's the best one.
I mean, it's a classic, man.
Yeah, that's that's funny that you say it's classic because it came out, obviously
You're right.
for Snake Eater in 2004, 2005, but it sounds like a classic. It sounds like a 1960s track.
Well, come on, think about it. How many times did you listen to the intro before you played the game?
Every single time.
And then you press R2.
R2 Snake Eater. And then the snakes, the Russian title.
It just seemed very James Bond like.
Yeah. Oh, man, I miss those Metal Gears.
Anyway, so we got another one here. Now here's one a little more relevant that you might like. Favorite MGO classes. Okay. So, can you guess which one is the most popular?
I already know that one. That's Infiltrator, baby.
Of course it is. Of course. Infiltrator got number 1. It got 36%.
Gotta play quiet.
Gotta play quiet, or as many cowards do, with stealth camouflage.
Oh, boy.
Then you got the second one, which is Scout. And the third one is Enforcer. Enforcer.
Yeah, I figured that wasn't. I don't really see much Enforcers on the field.
Well, I mean, I remember playing a game that was just full of them, and they destroyed us.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, they can run head first to you.
Yeah. Especially with that new update.
Yeah. You got to get some shots on them prior to them even seeing you.
Yeah.
That us as infiltrators, they give us 2 bullets, we're done.
Yeah, you're right.
So, with that being said, let's just move on because I just had some bad memories of being killed so many times.
All right. The next one. Oh, wait. You still got more. There's more polls.
Yes.
That's right.
I do. Man, he's so eager, isn't he?
I'm eager.
The next one is current completion percentages. This is worldwide. So check this out. Number 1 is 60 to 69%.
Really?
Yeah. That's how many people have completed the game. 60 to 69%.
Okay.
Out of 100, of course. So I fit that bracket.
Yeah, that's me.
I'm at 65%.
I'm at 65
I've
exactly right now.
65% of the game.
Literally at 65
right
now.
I didn't know that. It was you too.
Yeah. As of November 21st,
right?
2015, I'm at 65%.
Okay. Well, that's weird that you kept that in mind. The date, that is. The second one is 50 to 59%.
Okay.
16% of players are at that level. Afterwards, it's 70 to 79%. That's 14% of people that have gotten that. 10% of players have completed 40 to 49% of the game. 8% have only completed 30 to 39%.
People are playing Metal Gear.
Yeah. Another 8% have completed 80 to 89%.
And that's how many percentage?
80 to 89% of the game.
Wait, but what's the percentage of those people?
8%.
8% of people.
Of players.
All right, and what's the golden one?
Okay, check this out, guys. So I'm not gonna say the other ones. I mean, you can pretty much guess with it. Let's go for the 100%.
Yeah.
Only 6% of players have completed Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain at 100%.
So that is across Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
That is insane.
that's crazy.
6%.
Right? 6%.
Wow.
6%. That's
I'll
all.
soon be up there.
Yeah. So, we're trying. We're
It's
trying
hard.
here. Yeah, man, that's crazy how it's like the game has so much, content.
Yeah.
Of course, don't get me wrong. I think a lot of it is pointless. I don't know why I have to get every single animal to get 100%. It makes, let me rephrase that. Every kind of animal once to get 100%.
Yeah.
It's just pointless to me. But I guess Kojima wanted to extend the life of the game.
I like though that the first one is the bracket that we fit in, the fact that we fit into that bracket, and that's a pretty large bracket.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It makes me feel like I'm average.
Yeah, true, of course, but in a sense, like, what gamers complete that many of, this large scale of a game? That means that they've played probably over 50 hours of this game, if you're up to there.
Possibly. Possibly.
'Cause, within that time, like, man, that's awesome, man. People are playing this game.
Right. But yeah, on to the next one, man. What else do we have?
So this one isn't necessarily Metal Gear Solid news, but I figured
So why is it on this show?
So I'm out. That's it. What's next? I just figured this one would be interesting in regards to the recent stuff. So I don't know if most of you played it, but I have, and it's probably one of the best horror games I've ever played. It's called PT. It was a Silent Hills successor, made with Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima, and it starred Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So
If you guys don't know who he is in The Walking Dead, he is
Daryl. He's the man.
Everybody's favorite character with a crossbow.
Yeah. So let me take it back a little bit. So PT was taken off the PlayStation servers, probably over the summer, I believe. Yeah, over the summer. So it was taken off the servers. And, I felt like, man, they just took it off, because, of the recent events and stuff. That whole project just got scrapped. It was over. It was such a great direction to that game. I don't know if you played it, but it's amazing. Like the direction it has, the ambiance, and just everything in there was just so good. I had a fun time playing it. Solving the mysteries and stuff, and then you get the ending with the trailer in the end. Have you played it?
Actually, I haven't. I saw videos on YouTube though. Mm-hmm. So that's about it.
If you have a PlayStation 4 and you had it saved, you have it downloaded from before, don't delete it, because if you delete it, then you can't get it back. So I kept it in my PlayStation, just because of that reason. When I heard that it was going to be there, I was just like, oh man.
Well, maybe I'll still have a chance to play it.
Yeah,
I'll just take it from you.
So the news that comes in today is Silent Hills actor Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead has faith that he can do something else with Kojima and Del Toro. Norman Reedus, the actor who was supposed to be the star of Kojima's Silent Hills, commented on the new canceled project in an interview with IGN. I'm super bummed that quote, I'm super bummed that that happened back in Japan, but I have faith. I have faith that we, the three of us, can do something else, end quote. Announced in 2014, Hideo Kojima and filmmaker Guillermo del Toro were going to work together on a new game in Konami's horror franchise, Silent Hill. Unfortunately, the project was canceled earlier this year, most likely as a result of Konami's drastic restructuring and Kojima's supposed departure. However, fans are still hoping that the collaboration will be revived somehow, and with both Del Toro and Reedus making clear that they would like to collaborate with this team in the future, this may very well not be the last we hear from the project. If they are going to work together without Konami's involvement, it obviously won't be called Silent Hills, because of licensing issues, but perhaps the spirit of the game could be revived under a new game. Let's hope so, at least. There's a few games. There's a game that's, I think it came out, or I don't know if it came out, but it's a spiritual successor to Silent Hills, and someone made it, and it's awesome. So if you want, I'll try to put it in the show notes if I can remember, but it's a great game, if you want to get your timing in for that. So, it just sucks that this game just got scrapped,
Yeah, it's a shame, man.
Yeah. So what's the next news we got?
All right, so let's get into the online portion, MGO. So check it out, guys. We spoke about certain updates that were going to happen, and so we got that update. It was I don't know if you guys played and you've seen the difference. I wasn't happy with one of them as an infiltrator, I'll be honest with you, although I guess I'm just going to have to deal with it. But here we go, man. So they raised the stamina and the health of the Enforcer class. But also, here's the good news about this, though. They've also increased the headshot damage output of the following weapons. Now, bear with me if I don't say this correctly the first time. The UN-ARC, the Renov-ICKX-TP, which is the tranquilizer, I believe, the tranquilizer sniper, right? You've also got the WUS pistol, that's also the tranquilizer. And then you've got the WUS-333. This allows the infiltrator and the scout classes a better advantage in taking out heavily defended players, such as enforcers, via well-placed headshots. So, aim for the head.
Aim for the head.
Aim for the head, man. Okay, so now, those walker gears we all hate being against, but love using?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I hate those.
I only use it when I'm, pissed off.
So it's like, that's it.
I'm going to kill you all. Yeah. I don't care.
Going in.
Right? So the Walker Gears Gatling gun and the submachine gun, as well as the AMMRS-4, have had their general damage reduced. This means that lethal weapons, mainly used by the infiltrator class, deal less damage overall.
Yeah. That's great because, just like we spoke last week, it helps a lot, man, because those things can kill, and it sucks.
But not the second part. Did you listen to me?
Yeah, no, the second part, yeah.
It sucks. We're both infiltrators.
Yeah, I know, but I think that now there's an advantage somewhere in there because I think it's just balancing. Because it was an issue. I figured it was an issue.
You mean the infiltrator having those type of weapons?
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. But anyway, check this out. But these measures are designed to encourage greater use of key class competencies, such as scout headshots and infiltrator non-lethal attacks compared to the alternative combat skills.
Yeah.
So I guess they really want you to get into your class. If you're a scout, they want you to focus on sniping. Right. If you're an infiltrator, they want you to focus on sneaking around and getting the enemy from behind, without the use of stealth. And interrogating. But and also, Walker Gears and anti-air emplacements have had their damage received from assault rifles, sniper rifles, machine guns, shotguns, and rocket launchers increased. That means they'll take more damage.
Yeah.
So great. From the aforementioned sniper rifles, machine guns in particular deal increased damage against Walker Gears. And then it tells us to be sure to try out these weapon types and experiment with the recent value changes. So guys, get out there and use some weapons you haven't used before.
Yeah, because it tells them, they have a graph. They have they have everything over there. So they can see how players are playing. They see how players are using, what type of map you're in. If you're in a corner of this map, if you're in this corner, if you're using this weapon to shoot here, they can see everything. So just get out there and play. And then balance issues will be provided later.
Right. This just represents the sum of the new weapon damage values, what they have, what you run into. Just, let us know in the comment section how these changes have affected your gameplay. Now, also understand that, you can send them, or rather they've been receiving a lot of these requests for additional features, such as putting more walker gears.
Yeah.
The availability of them.
Yep.
So, I mean, you may see a map with like 5 walker gears someday. It's... I don't know how I feel about that, though.
Yeah. Too many, there's 2 like per map usually.
Right.
So I go in there and sometimes I try to get into it, like into some of the walker gears, but it's a little hard just because I'm an infiltrator and I want to get around.
Right.
Crawling and stuff. So,
Right. So, I mean, but with that said, guys, do what you got to do. Adjust yourselves.
Yeah.
And then also, here we go. So, now in the FOB segment, if you play that, don't know if you play that, stealing nukes and stealing enemies, now you'll be able to use the skull suit.
Yeah.
And the Raiden suit.
Yes.
So,
yes. It's the Raiden from Revengeance.
Yeah. So you'll be able to run quicker than normal, just to get through it. I mean, I don't know how well that's going to work for you, because we all know that all you have to do to pass an FOB and not get caught is just crawl along the ground.
Yeah.
People don't really notice you, and when they do, it's they're just suspicious. You just shoot them in the head with a tranquilizer, or whatever your style is.
That's true. Yeah.
So now you'll be able to use that. Although, there is a rumor, though.
That...
We're not too sure of it. I've seen some videos, but apparently there'll be skull soldiers
inside of the FOB?
Like guarding it. Yeah, like guarding.
Whoa.
So I really don't know how that's gonna... If that's true, then it's a whole different game. You can't just tranquilize them.
Yeah, that's pretty intense, man. I like that. That's awesome.
Right. So I mean, once then once you get caught by one, they all know where you are.
Yeah, true. That's true. Oh man, yeah. I think I'm looking at it and I'm just saying like, whoa, wow, that's insane. Because I saw the video that you were talking about, and man, there's skulls in there, and it's all misty, and you see the flies and stuff. That makes it a lot harder, because right now it's a little bit easy.
Right, and I mean, guys, we don't know if this was like a mod by the PC.
Could be,
Could be. It could actually be a beta, but this will be coming out in December. So stay tuned for that. Okay, guys.
Yeah. All right. The last piece of news that we have today is pretty exciting for those players who are very competitive, but the ESL Gaming. So if for those of you that don't know, ESL Gaming hosts a number of gaming tournaments over online, and they have different ones, Halo, Call of Duty. So they just got Metal Gear, and so this one is only for PlayStation 4 players. So you register at play.eslgaming.com/Metal Gear Online. You go online, and the first tournament that they're going to have is Sunday, December 6th. Okay? So Sunday, December 6th. And this is great, because they have first place would be $1,000, a monthly prize of $1,000.
A monthly prize of $1,000?
Right. So how it works is weekly prizes, right? So you get 100 points, 75 points, 50 points for 5th through 8th place, etc. So first place is 100 points. Whoever the first team is during that month, you get $1,000 for the whole team.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm going to mention all the dates just so that you could check it out, but also check out play.eslgaming.com/Metal Gear Online. So you register there, you sign up your team, you check in, and you complete it. So
wait, so you're saying you have to have like a squad?
You don't, because there are options where you could match up with players, and you could see like their forums, and you could say, hey, let's match up or something. But the only unfortunate part is that it's only on for PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay.
So, I figure that's where most of the players are in Metal Gear anyway. So, in PlayStation 4.
Right.
The first one is Sunday, December 6th. Sunday, December 6th. So
Okay, so I mean,
that's the first time. What time is it?
what time is it? It's actually starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, perfect.
3 p.m.
So 3 p.m. Get in there, guys. Sundays, it's a weekend, pretty good day to get in there and play. Get your team together. The next one is Sunday, December 13th, and that's at 3 p.m. again. The next one is Sunday, December 20th, again 3 p.m. And then Sunday, the 27th of December, 3 p.m. Now, starting next year, the first one for next year would be January 2nd, and that's a Saturday, guys. So that's a Saturday, and that's going to be at 3 p.m. So get in there, register online, so you could get in there and you could have, good time. If you do have a team on PlayStation 4, register all of them. I'm not sure when the closing stops, but I'm pretty sure it's a few days before, December 6th, which is the first one. So get in there. The next one is December 6th. On next week's episode, we'll mention the next one that's coming out.
Right. Let us know if you're gonna join.
Yeah.
Let us know on Twitter. Let us know in the reviews. We want to know. We want to know if you're as excited as we are.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily have a team.
No, and I'm not extremely good at the game to be, in these things, but I'll try it out.
Well, yeah, I mean, why not? You have a PS4. I don't, okay?
I'll get in there.
I still have it for the PS3, okay?
Yeah, and I mean, I play my Metal Gear on Xbox One, if you didn't know.
Right. And, we'll give you our gamer tags or gamer whatever PSNs in the description.
Yeah. We'll give it to you at description below.
Yeah,
and we'll say it in the end.
Feel free. We'll we want to be friends with you guys.
Well, that's it for the news.
Right. And guys, just an FYI, if you ever want to know where we're getting our information from, it's at MetalGearInformer.com.
Yeah, Metal Gear Informer. Long running website.
Yeah. So by all means, check it out for yourselves. We're not making any of this stuff up. Go to, again, that's MetalGearInformer.com.
Yeah, they have forums where you talk about different things, how to beat a mission, how to do this. It's a great place to to interact with fellow Metal Gear players of all sorts. This game is out in 4 different consoles, so it's good to to talk about it. So our next segment is this is it, the moment you guys been waiting for, the topic.
Finally, let's do it.
The Codec Conversation.
Before we talk about Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain,
Yeah.
I really want to talk about Ground Zeroes.
Okay.
Now, Ground Zeroes is the prologue to MGS5, and we know what's going on. So we've got Big Boss,
Yeah.
the actual Big Boss, and this takes place after Peace Walker. So I don't know if you remember, but in Peace Walker, you find out that Paz is a double agent. She's not who she says she was.
Yeah, I remember.
She takes Zeke, Metal Gear Zeke, and you face off. That's the official ending for Peace Walker, because there are 2 endings there. And so, in destroying Metal Gear Zeke or defeating it, whichever you prefer to say, she gets dumped into the ocean, right? And apparently XOF finds her. So you find out that she's still alive. This is the beginning of Ground Zeroes. Kaz informs you that she's still alive and they've retrieved her, and that the mission is to rescue her. Now you also have the other objective with Chico.
Yeah.
You remember Chico, right?
Yep.
So Chico, being a child soldier, actually had a crush on Paz.
Oh boy.
Yeah, don't know if you, caught on to that. So he tried to find her. And, got caught. Got caught in the Omega camp as well. So now you have 2 objectives. So now you remember the reason why you're bringing Paz back, correct?
Remind me.
Okay. So basically, because she knows where Cypher is, aka Zero, Major Zero from MGS3, because she has information on him, you have to get her back and get her to your side. That's what Kaz informed you to do. Of course, if you remember,
right. I remember now.
Yeah. If you remember, Big Boss in the conversation originally thought it was to take her out.
Yeah.
So it would have been kind of like a wet work. And so also in the process saved Chico.
Okay.
Right? So going into it, you go into the Omega camp while there's an inspection going on in your base, right? And, you guys remember Ground Zeroes, the overpriced demo that lasted, you get a good 5 hours if you take your time and you have these other side missions. But let's talk about the story. In any case, so, you're sneaking in, right?
Camp Omega,
right? And so, I mean, you get to decide, honestly, which way you want to go. You can either save Paz first or Chico first. Each one of them have a different outcome.
Yeah.
But, of course, you have the same end. You rescue both. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you, man, but I found it difficult when I saved Chico first. Of course, my first playthrough, I didn't know you could save Paz first because I didn't know where she was.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Right. Do you remember the tape that you get from Chico?
It's a Paz tape.
Yeah. To kind of find out where she is.
Yeah, to where she is, yeah.
How difficult was that for you? Like hearing the sound?
Yeah, no, of course. It's hard because, I mean, it's this girl. She's obviously something, it's...
Like to pinpoint her location using the tape. It was kind of difficult.
Oh, that's difficult because, I mean, it's an audio tape.
Right. Well, I mean, they try to be as clear as possible. They're like, we hear a helicopter, or we hear...
Yeah.
You hear flags, and then you hear the door open. Things like that. So I'm just like...
No, that's super difficult. I mean,
I was just like, where the heck is she then? But yeah, so you save Chico, right? I saved Chico first. Of course, I think that's the game, how the game wanted you to do it.
Yeah.
But you can't do it the other way. And, apparently Snake finds out, they kind of ruined this guy's leg. He has like 2 bolts in his feet. He can't walk, so he has to carry him there. And as soon as he carries him to the, when he first finds him, Chico's like distraught. So, he's been tortured.
Yep.
He's been all of these things. As a matter of fact, if you listen to the tapes, they go much more in depth, but I'll get into that later. So once you bring him to the helicopter, you bring him in, drops the tape, you listen to it, you got to rescue Paz, which is she's actually in the base.
Yeah.
And then you rescue, you make your way, whichever way possible, and you eventually get to her. And so, you call in the helicopter, sneak your way through, or however, you can go loud, doesn't matter. Sneak your way through, put her on the helicopter, and, bum, you find out, she has a bomb. If you remember, Big Boss says she's rigged.
Yep.
So, the paramedic who's on the helicopter,
who is of no importance,
he's not important at all. Takes it out. Next thing you know, she has a bomb inside her.
Yeah.
Which, believe it or not, she was trying to tell you as you were carrying her out.
Yeah,
she was like, don't do, don't take me, my stomach, X and Y. And so it's just like...
I thought that she was like stabbed or something, or a gunshot wound.
Well, I mean, you did see the blood. There was blood on her.
Yeah. No, like when you're carrying her.
Right. And so you take out this bomb, and then you find out that your base is being attacked. That the inspection was a ruse, actually. It was an undercover operation to kind of destroy Mother Base. Right? And, so, I mean, of course, what's the first thing you do? Snake, distraught as he is, goes to try to rescue as many people as he can, particularly Miller, which is one of the first people you see.
Yeah.
So that happens.
And that's already Metal Gear Solid 5.
Right.
The Phantom Pain.
Yeah. But you forgot one detail.
What?
Remember, when they took the bomb out of Paz, she had another bomb.
Yeah.
Right? So, of course she wakes up because Kaz is kind of distraught, and he wants some answers from her. He still blames her for what she did, and he actually blamed her for this inspection attack. Mm-hmm. You know, so if you remember, he said start talking.
Yeah.
He thought she had something to do with it, and so that's when you realize, she opens the door to the helicopter as they're getting away.
Yeah.
As Mother Base sinks, and then that's when she informs them that she has another bomb in a certain area.
Yeah. It's that was tough. I mean,
I didn't see it coming.
I didn't either, and it was a big surprise because I mean, Kojima he had no breaks in this one. It was gruesome. It was gory. Especially where it was placed. It was very, it was gruesome.
I would never think to look there.
No, of course not. And she was saying it. It's in my, and she, once when she, blows up she leaves the helicopter.
She drops out.
She drops
back. Yeah.
And, that's like the beginning, I guess, of the Phantom Pain.
The explosion causes you kind of to like lose control.
Yeah.
And then the other helicopter crashes into you.
Yeah.
And so that's where Ground Zero ends, kind of leaving you at a cliffhanger.
It does. That's Ground Zeroes is, like you said, the prologue. It leaves you in like, man, I really want to play what's going to happen next.
Yeah, you want to find out. You kind of, honestly, I felt robbed. When I paid
absolutely.
$20 and
absolutely.
It's like that's what you're leaving me with?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might as well have made it for free or less.
Yeah. I mean, they did make it for free technically.
Why?
For
What?
PlayStation Network
after
and
it came
Xbox
out on
Live Gold.
After MGS 5 came out?
Yeah.
What's the point?
It was before it.
It was still, but it was close to its release. Mm-hmm. It was close to its release.
So, the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 5 is now.
The beginning. So, Big Boss wakes up from a coma.
9 years.
9 years.
So 9 years after Camp Omega, the mission in Camp Omega.
Right. Actually, you know what? I forgot to mention something. I don't know if you listened to all the tapes in Ground Zeroes.
No.
Okay. So, did you know that part of the torture because Paz was tortured by Skullface and also Chico to talk, right? They both talked. Did you know that Skullface forced Chico to have sex with Paz?
Yes, I did know that. You told me.
That's crazy.
That is.
There's, Chico's like much younger than Paz.
Yeah. How old is he in the game?
In the game, I think he was like 14, 13 years old.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right. And it was kind of like a trauma thing. Paz after a while just let him.
Yeah.
She didn't even fight it. She actually encouraged it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess it gave them kind of a sense of, I don't know, escape.
Yeah.
But it really messed Chico up. It really messed Paz up.
Of course, at that age,
Right. But FYI, they definitely did die in that helicopter crash.
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them. They're dead. I think a lot of you who have played the Phantom Pain and played the portion in which you find Paz in the medical center know that she actually is dead.
Yeah.
So back to what I was saying. So Big Boss wakes up from a coma.
9 years after.
9 years later. And you find out people are after you. You find out that you pretty much messed up. You lost an arm. Your body's full of teeth and bones from other people and your team.
The doctor tells you that he looks at you and then he shows you, I guess, in a graph, an X-ray graph,
right,
telling you, look, this is what we did. We were massaging your body using a therapy, I guess, that they used in the 80s to massage your body.
To maintain his muscles.
Right.
Well, as much as they could.
Right, yeah.
Because he was a stick.
Yeah, he was.
So he wakes up from a coma, and after all these procedures, because they happen more than once, that he goes unconscious, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Because he kind of
goes into shock.
He goes into shock a couple of times.
Yeah. Because
of what's happened to him, especially when he said you've been in a coma for 9 years.
Yeah, he goes in. That's the first shock.
Yeah. When he showed him the amputee.
No, it wasn't. It the shrapnel.
Was it?
the shrapnel on his head. That was the second time.
That was the second time?
Yeah. The shrapnel on his head.
Oh, yeah. You're right, actually. And then the third time...
And the third time was
when he showed him the arm.
Yep.
Well, that he had no arm.
Yeah.
And he lost it on all three. Pretty much, Big Boss was going through a transition. I mean, just imagine waking up after 9 years. You know what I mean?
It's hard, man, because you're in there and you're saying, like, man, what's going on? Okay, the last thing I remember could possibly be the helicopter or before that, you know? So your memory is distraught. You're waking up to a doctor telling you have no left arm. You have a shrapnel stuck in your head, and you've been in a coma for 9 years. You have body parts and all sorts of stuff of your own men embedded in your skull and in his entire body. In his body.
Yeah.
So I imagine how he feels. I mean, obviously, I can't imagine myself, but just waking up like that's hard. And as a player, they did an amazing job of giving you that first person kind of experience where it's scripted scenes, which is how I mentioned in last episode. I love scripted scenes, where they put me in the place of Snake, the character, and they put me there and they have me experience this firsthand, looking left to right, the music that's going on. Everything, the nurse looking at me, seeing me wake up for the first time and running to the doctor. Being conscious, yeah. So I felt like I was half asleep.
Right.
But moving it on to the next parts.
Yeah. Look, so, I mean, what do we got? Doctor informs you, got to change your face, which FYI they already did, to convince you that you are...
Yeah. So there's this little part where... Not little. I mean, you could take your time with it, but it's a character creation tool. I found that
avatar.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Honestly, I didn't understand why at first.
Yeah, no, me neither. I was kind of confused as to why. Obviously, we find that out in the ending, but I thought it was just to change your face. I was confused because I've played the other Metal Gears, and I'm like, interesting. I don't remember changing my face,
Right.
But then I remember Eva in Metal Gear Solid 4 saying that he's been through many operations and stuff, changing him and preserving Big Boss. I don't know if you remember that from Metal Gear Solid 4.
I do. When it came to when Solid Snake first fought Big Boss.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the second time. When he burned him.
The second time.
But yeah, man. So it was kind of like you're confused. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then eventually... in comes this assassin.
Yeah.
Takes out the nurse. Takes out the doctor. Believe it or not, I'll be honest with you, man. I did not notice that it was quiet.
Yeah.
First. I didn't. I really didn't. I think it was the position of her hair, or the fact that she had clothes on.
Yeah, that could be one.
Right.
I guess I knew it was her just because, I mean, I follow the game so deeply, and I follow Stephanie Jorgensen. I'm probably butchering her name, but Stephanie Jorgensen on Twitter.
She would not be proud of what you did. If you're listening, I'm sorry for my friend. We loved your singing, by the way.
It was great. Yeah. But so it was cool, man, because there's lots of this mission. The first mission in Metal Gear reminds me of Call of Duty. Why? Because you're following someone, you're taking orders, you're ducking, you're doing this. I just love that.
Oh man, come on, I didn't even get into that. I mean, Quiet's trying to kill you, and then out of nowhere comes Ishmael.
Yeah.
Right? So it's this wrapped up, his head is wrapped up. We know who he is now. If you've completed the game, you know who he is. It's the actual Big Boss.
Yep.
Right? And he's fighting Quiet off, which her name wasn't Quiet at the time. It doesn't reveal her name at the time. No. But yeah, so he's actually defending you. Believe it or not, who did you think that wrapped up guy was before you beat the game?
Yeah, I thought it was his self-conscious. I thought it was just some illusion.
You too?
Yeah,
I thought that was actually, his subconscious as well, because he couldn't deal with the drama, so he kind of made this person
Yeah.
in his head, but it was actually him doing all of that.
Because and what made it even more believable that it was a made up person is just you see a whale, you see a horse in flames.
That, and he has your same voice.
Yeah, exactly, the same exact voice as you,
right.
And I don't know, it was just so weird.
I mean, and then he doesn't even help you up.
No,
you have to crawl
yeah, exactly. Doesn't help you up
yourself. It's like he says, "Let's take this." He makes that joke. Well, it wasn't a joke, but I think it was meant to be funny.
Yeah,
he's like, "Let's take the stairs."
Yeah,
and then he looks at you and he says, "That's not going to work."
yeah, that's true.
Right. So, but then you find out that really what Big Boss was doing, the man wrapped up in the bandages, Ishmael, was doing was actually taking you through your final paces. He was trying to get you back on your feet.
Yeah.
Because he had to sell the lie.
Yep.
So you got Ishmael defending you / Big Boss.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens? You got Quiet, who he lit on fire by throwing some alcohol, I believe it was rubbing alcohol he threw at her.
I think so. It has to be. I mean, it had to be flammable.
Yeah, and using some type of lighter.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So she goes nuts, ballistic, goes out the window. You think she's gone.
Yep.
So what happens? Going through the hospital, you're out.
Yeah.
Plenty of people dying along the way. They're invading the hospital because they know that you're there.
Yeah, they do.
They want you dead. The doctor even says it. A lot of people want you dead.
Right.
So they found out where Big Boss's location is, where he's been for 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine being in hiding for 9 years?
Insane.
It's crazy. So they send the XOF, basically. It's XOF that they send. And then what? You run into a man on fire, which, if you didn't get the first... that one I actually did know who he was.
Yeah, that one was super easy to know.
I said it was Volgan. Don't know how.
Yeah.
But just by his suit, I knew it was Volgan.
Yeah.
Crazy backstory about how, I don't know how he remained alive. Apparently his revenge for you kept him going.
Yeah.
And so what woke him up was Psycho Mantis.
Yeah.
When you first meet Psycho Mantis.
Yep. Psycho Mantis when he was a kid.
When he has red hair.
Yeah.
What's that about? But did you know that when he's overtaken by someone who has this want for revenge, because he woke up on that plane, he became conscious because of when Big Boss woke up, his enrage, anger for revenge kind of sparked it up.
Right.
That's why Psycho Mantis was kind of activated. And that's the plane crashing in the beginning. I originally thought it was kind of the continuation of Ground Zeroes, where you're going down in the helicopter. But it's not. It's actually the revealing of Psycho Mantis.
Yeah.
Because all you hear is the sound.
Yep.
And then you hear Psycho Mantis breathing after a while. So yeah, going through the hospital, trying to get out of all these people that want you dead, sneaking around, crawling around. Eventually you get a gun.
Eventually.
And you start shooting people.
That's awesome.
Right? Big Boss, the actual Big Boss, takes the first shot.
Yeah.
Shows you why he is who he is. And yeah, man, I thought that the beginning portion of the game, like you said, was very theatrical.
It was.
Scripted things happen, and people coming, and I don't know if you knew this, but you can actually die in that portion.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
I've died. Yeah.
Really?
I did.
Loser. I'm kidding. But yeah, man. So you get out of the hospital. Of course, the man on fire is after you.
Yeah.
XOF is after you. Who's not after you at this point?
Yeah.
And
everyone.
Yeah. You drive off with Ishmael. And so it's just it appears that Ishmael gets shot or something.
Not sure what it is, but
well, he fainted in the car. That's what
he did.
That's why it crashed.
Yeah.
So, but I'm wondering, it's wait, but did he get shot?
I have no idea. I don't know what really went on. He probably hit his head or something.
Well, where? It didn't show that he hit his head. It just showed he just cocks back.
Yeah.
And then he just drops
right. And as the player, you think he's dead.
Right. But that just added to the part where he was your subconscious, because when you wake up, he's no longer there.
Yeah, he's completely gone.
you know. So there you are, and Ocelot comes like he wasn't there before,
Right.
right? Like, oh, come with me, I'm your friend, X and Y, and yeah, that is the beginning.
It's the beginning of Metal Gear Solid.
Phantom Pain. That was it. Of course, you run away from the Man on Fire, which he's on a flaming horse.
I think that's the boss's horse.
You think that's a boss's horse?
I don't know, man, but I'm sure with the Metal Gear Solid lore, there's some type of connection.
I don't think so. I think they just have a thing for horses because, believe it or not, Big Boss has been through some horses.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, the horse that he had in Peace Walker, you know, he kills it eventually.
Kills it, yeah.
Because of the injuries it sustains.
Too much.
So he kills it just like, and he
Puts
remembers the boss same way, puts it down. And so then you got D-Horse, then you got this horse.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, I think the horse that Ocelot picks you up in is actually D-Horse.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah. So you run away from the Man on Fire, aka Volgan, and yeah, man, get on the ship. And he tells you about Miller. So, of course, when Ocelot takes you to the... they get a ship. You get a ship.
Yeah,
so,
you get a ship.
What? What if it... Well, I mean, think about it. He's been in a coma for 9 years, and if you listen to one of the tapes, you know, Ocelot tells you 9 years is a long time.
It is a long time.
He's been preparing for this. So, yeah, so you guys get to a ship.
They've been busy.
Yeah, we've been busy. That's exactly what he says. For 9 years, boss, we've been busy. And throughout the time, it goes into a montage, you know, of Snake... kind of, I don't know, trying to get back.
Yeah.
You know, he goes through therapy, and then that's when you first get your prosthetic arm, left arm. So the mission is, from the get-go, is rescue Miller. He's been captured.
Yep.
Right? He's in Afghanistan.
You get dropped off in Afghanistan. That's where he drops you off. And
that's where you are.
And that's literally the moment you start the Phantom Pain.
Right. That's when...
the open world begins.
And if you remember the reason for wanting to rescue Miller, not only because he's a dear friend and comrade, but Miller has all the information. He's basically the brains behind the operation. He's the businessman. And he also wants revenge. So you dropped off in Afghanistan. Ocelot tells you you've got 3 days tops before he dies. Fun fact, by the way. If you happen to use your Phantom cigar and you go past 4 days, by the time you rescue Miller, he's dead.
He's dead.
It's a completely different cutscene. You fail the mission, you got to start all over. So if you want to try, go ahead. If not, just go on YouTube and watch it yourself.
Yeah.
So after that, what happens? You get Miller, right? You get Miller. You guys go back to Mother Base, and then what happens? You got to start rebuilding your army again.
Yeah.
From the ground up, just for revenge, just to get back at Skullface and XOF and Cypher.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there you go again. Same thing as Peace Walker. Go, Fulton, everyone.
Everything.
You know, build up your army. Certain characters come back, such as Huey Emmerich, which is...
Otacon's dad.
Otacon's dad. There you go. I forgot the name. Otacon's dad.
You got Kojima back.
You do get Kojima. He's such a narcissist.
He's in there twice.
Yeah. Well,
if you played Ground Zeroes.
Yeah. Let me explain. If you play Ground Zeroes and you do the mission in which you rescue Kojima, you can pass the save data onto Phantom Pain, but then you can also rescue him there. So there's 2 different Kojimas.
Seriously.
So you meet Huey, which Kaz blamed.
Right.
For what happened at Mother Base.
Yeah.
He believes he had something to do with it.
Yeah.
So, but Huey, working forced, according to his testimony, according to Huey's testimony, he was forced by Skullface to work for him and build the Metal Gear Sahelanthropus.
Do you believe him?
Do I believe him? Mm-hmm. I don't know what to believe. I don't know, man, because he lied about Strangelove.
He did.
And he lied about other things. So, but in any case, so you meet up with him, and man, just the entire story in which you kind of don't know which direction it's going in. You kind of have the freedom to choose for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, eventually you face Quiet,
Yep.
You face Quiet, and you actually get to decide whether you keep her or not. You can either kill her or take her with you, which adds a lot more depth to the story. It adds a love interest to it.
Yeah,
Because
it does.
without Quiet, you have no love interest.
Nope.
Believe it or not. So you get, whether you get or don't get Quiet, or you find or don't find D-Dog, mission goes on. So eventually, you build up your army enough after doing job after job, mission after mission, just gaining GMP and members and building Mother Base. Once again, D-Dogs, you go after Skullface, right? You tackle him head on.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, by the way, one of the other characters you actually get in the game is Eli.
Oh, right.
Not
right.
playable. Not playable. Eli.
No.
And then you rescue other child soldiers who also you don't use.
No.
So, you face Skullface head on, and I really don't know the point of it. This part where, you take a ride with him for like.
Yeah, that was...
For like 5 minutes, just staring into each other's eyes.
Yeah, that was weird.
Right.
Although I did like that because it was scripted.
Stay still and watch them drive.
Yeah.
Right? And so you get to Sahelanthropus, where it's taken over by Eli's rage for Big Boss, his want for revenge.
Yeah.
And you got to run away and you got to defeat it. And in defeating Sahelanthropus, you take it with you. I also forgot to mention about the parasites, though. The parasites. Your base comes under attack from vocal parasites. That's where Code Talker comes in.
Code Talker.
Now, this one is not optional. You need Code Talker.
Yeah.
So you get Code Talker. He patches you up, and that continues. So he's part of the story. He's canon. In a sense.
Yes.
So what else we got? So you take Sahelanthropus, and eventually Huey goes on trial. They find him guilty. Kaz wants him dead.
He pretty much gets exiled, but Kaz wants him dead.
Wants him dead.
And Big Boss decides...
is the one that decides to spare him.
Right.
Kaz didn't like that, but,
he's the boss.
This is the boss's decision, as Ocelot would say it. So, yeah, man, like you said, Hugh gets exiled on a boat. I guess he gets to live.
Yeah.
It's actually where we find out that Strangelove is Otachan's mother.
Yeah, I did not know that.
When you find out that she was the one in the nanopod.
Yeah. She dies in there.
Yeah, she suffocates. Which we don't know if it was self-inflicted or someone locked her in.
Right. We don't know that.
Right.
But, even from listening to the tapes.
I mean, but Huey says the only way to lock it is from like the inside.
The inside.
But how can you not open it from the inside? It's just
it makes no sense.
Right. Anyway, before we get into that, so you defeat Sahelanthropus, Skullface,
which is one of the best Metal Gear fights ever.
Opinion.
Opinion.
Skullface is dead. You finally get your revenge, but you still got to build up your base. You got to become the new deterrent, the superpower. So you go on, but then you find out the truth.
Yeah.
You find out the ending.
Mission 46.
Yeah. You play the hospital scene one more time.
Again.
But
right in the beginning of that scene, what do you see?
You see that your actual avatar's face rather than Snake's face.
So it all starts making sense to you.
Right. You start to realize that the person you've been playing as the entire time is not Big Boss.
So those 100 and something hours you've been playing Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
As an imposter.
You're not Solid Snake.
Well,
you're not Naked Snake.
Yeah, you're not Big Boss. And, yeah, man, it just goes more in depth. So we find out Ishmael is Big Boss, as we said prior. Find out that when the car turned over, it's actually that he woke up first and he crawled out. Ocelot helped him up on his feet.
Yeah.
And he rode off into the sunset with your identity and you with his identity.
Yeah. In layman's terms, Kojima wanted you, the player, us, the player, to feel like we're Big Boss.
We're canon, basically.
We're canon. This is the reason for the head bandage. This is the reason for everything.
Right. And but it makes much more sense. I remember I was talking to you and I was saying when you try to interrogate someone, they spoke in Russian
Yeah.
You couldn't
yeah.
understand it.
Couldn't understand it. And he made a great point. I was just like, that makes sense.
But then, I was like, wait, why? But he knows Russian. How come he can't understand it?
Right. And because, I mean, to go back into that, Sokolov, right? Sokolov tells you in Metal Gear Solid 3, he tells you your Russian is superb.
It's superb.
So...
Where did you learn to speak it? And he says, from my mentor.
Yeah. So he knows Russian. So, when Arnaldo told me, he said that, hey, man, I think they made a mistake. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Because, I mean, how can they make such a mistake like that? That's very important. I mean, it's in the whole game. But you later find out that, you have shrapnel stuck in your head and whatever and stuff.
Yeah, they acquainted it to that it's like pressing against your language.
Right. Like,
but then again, he knows English, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just like, shouldn't he know no language at
right.
all?
So now we understand why he doesn't know Russian.
Right. He's not Big Boss.
Not Big Boss.
According to the actual Big Boss. But then, we get the ending, and you hear this speech from Big Boss. He puts the tape in the cassette. The
Man Who Sold the World.
The Man Who Sold the World, which I hear that song now, and it's pretty cool.
It's really good.
And you find out that Big Boss is telling him, you are me and I am you. We're Big Boss together. Carry that wherever you go.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, that's why in the first episode I said, that's it? Like, so it carries on to part 1? That's it?
Yeah.
No, I know Hyro was pretty bummed because he thought that Solid Snake was going to be, premiered there, and there was going to be like a boss fight between them two.
Yeah.
I remember that. That's why you thought David wasn't voicing Big Boss.
Right. So here's my speculations of it. Before the game came out, I said this is the opportunity for Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, to bridge that gap. There's a huge gap between that where, we don't really know what happens during those scenes. And now we do, now we know what happens and all that. And the bridge is there.
It makes sense, though.
It makes sense.
It makes sense how you kill the Big Boss in part 1. It's actually his Phantom, the one you play as.
Right, it's his Phantom. 5. Yeah, which makes sense because he actually died. He died. That Phantom died. Solid Snake killed him.
But you know what's funny? My question is, so who trained Solid Snake? Was it the Phantom or was it the actual Big Boss?
Right. So that's a question being left like,
right.
Man, who trained Solid Snake?
Right. So because Solid Snake, according to him, learned CQC from Big Boss.
From Big Boss, yeah.
And he didn't know he had a Phantom.
No.
That was the point. The point of the Phantom was for no one to know that the real Big Boss, or the original Big Boss, was still around. So there's that. That's the ending. Pretty much, you just carry on with Outer Haven.
Yeah.
Of course, I did forget to mention though that Liquid steals the Sahelanthropus.
He does.
I don't know how a group of kids steal.
Well, if you notice, the top of Sahelanthropus is Rex. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's Rex. The top of it.
Right.
So the top of it is Rex, and he leaves with Psychomantis. So they just think
it's just a shape, though.
Well, the top of it is exactly like Rex.
Of course,
it's literally the same exact thing.
Right.
So what I think is that he used that with Otacon to build Rex. He used those parts.
Well, actually, you gotta understand something. That's not true, because if you watch the actual ending, the ending that was supposed to be.
Right.
After you face Sahelanthropus again, you take it with you.
Yeah.
So it's not Sahelanthropus, the top of it, just because it I think they put that just to look like Metal Gear.
Could
but
be right.
It's not Rex. Because if you remember the DARPA chief in part 1, he said, Metal Gear, that's one of our top projects.
Mm-hmm.
So Liquid wasn't part of making Metal Gear, as far as we know. He just stole it.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, that's the actual. You guys know the actual ending.
So pretty much Big Boss is, he was the real Big Boss in Metal Gear 2. He was the real Big Boss.
That's who you fight.
You're fighting.
That's who you burn to death.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Burn, quote unquote, to death.
To death.
Because apparently he was alive.
So, I guess we could get into the opinions of this, because as soon as I heard that was the case, as soon as I saw that, I wanted to throw my controller into the TV.
Really?
I hated that. I
mean, I don't know. I enjoyed it, man. Like I said,
it's cool. Yeah, you're Big Boss and stuff, but wow, I don't think. I mean, it's because I'm so invested in the game, but I did not like it at all.
There's a lot of people who agree with you.
I know.
But like, I mean, I stated in the first episode, I was just along for the ride, man.
Yeah,
like,
of course, yeah.
Like I appreciated it as it's just what it is. You know, could it have been better? I agree with you. Yes, absolutely, it could have been much better executed. You know, especially when they took out that ending in which when Eli steals the Sahelanthropus.
Yeah.
And you go and get him. I think that was a much better ending.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it still leaves you at like a cliffhanger, but whatever.
Yeah, I just feel like it's all this build up, all this thing. Like, where was my Metal Gear 1 moment where I'm fighting Solid Snake? Where the heck was that?
Well, it was never promised. It was never promised.
Hey, you're right. But it's like, I remember the interview that Jeff Keighley asked Kojima, and he said, so is, fans are asking, are there going to be this or whatever and stuff? And then he was laughing like if it was going to happen.
Of course, it's not the first time he does that.
I know, but because it just
lies.
Sucks.
Remember, he said he was the third guy in the trailer when Kaz says, "What about him?" He says that it's him watching over his creation.
Yeah,
when it's really the paramedic. It's you,
right?
So, I mean, come on.
Oh man, it was just so unfortunate having to go through all of that, and then you're not even Big Boss. Like, what? Well, come on, man! Like that's just.
I think I'm more pissed off that I'm the one that dies in MGS1. Well, MG1.
Yeah, you're right.
You're the one who dies. You're pretty much the Phantom.
Yeah,
it represents you. So if you connect it to MG1, which we all know that wasn't Kojima's original plan when he made Part 1.
Right.
But now that you played Phantom Pain, you realize the one that Snake killed was you.
Yeah.
So Solid Snake is the better Big Boss.
He is, and I think, I still think Big Boss is still one of my favorite characters, but the perfect soldier is Solid Snake because he's the James Bond. He is the alpha male. He's the one who killed Liquid, Big Boss, I guess whatever twice and two times, and he's just a man. Like, he is the soldier.
Well, I mean, don't forget Enhanced Man.
Right.
They took.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
of course.
he was the recessive one.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the Phantom Pain in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought about it.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, because you can go into a whole lot of details. We kind of like skim. We basically said the most theoretical. Wow, I can't say the word. The most cinematic
theoretical
parts. No, cinematic.
Oh, okay,
cinematic parts. But I mean, let us know what moments you enjoyed, whether it be Quiet leaving, because you do lose Quiet after a while.
Yeah.
Whether it be, the parts of Cold Talker, or the famous scene in which you as Big Boss have to kill your fellow soldiers who are already infected with the parasites.
That was an amazing scene. I love that scene.
It was very emotional.
It was
very emotional.
There's many parts to this game that obviously we're skipping through and stuff, but we wanted to get to the ending. We wanted to have
we wanted to
ending.
just talk about our opinions, and we want to hear yours.
Yeah, for sure. If you beat the game, I hope you beat the game. If you're listening to this.
If you're listening to this, if you're not interested in beating it, then you kind of got the gist of it. But it is a good game.
It is a great game, fantastic game. Just story wise, it lacked, in my opinion. What we have to realize is that there's probably so many things that happen within that. Probably some story had to get cut off because of Konami or budget reasons or anything. Maybe this wasn't the Metal Gear Solid that Kojima wanted to really make. Maybe it was. I don't know. But we won't know probably until the future. Who knows? But honestly, this has been a great game. The ending was surprising to me, but I guess now it's all tied in and it makes sense.
Right, man. So I hope you folks enjoyed that. And with that being said, we're going to get into the last segment of this podcast.
Who's that?
All right, let's get into it. Trivia time. How do we do this again? Can you explain to us the rules?
All right, sure. So I'm going to give you a line from Metal Gear.
Okay.
And there is no partial credit. You have to tell me who said that to who.
Okay.
And in what game.
All right.
Okay?
I'm ready.
And also when.
Okay.
Okay? Here we go. Didn't you know...
Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater.
Okay. Didn't you know that 2/3 of the world's greatest assassin are women?
Okay. Sorry for the pregnant pause there. 2/3 of the greatest assassins are women.
That's correct.
2/3 of the greatest assassins are women.
Didn't you know that 2/3 of the world's greatest assassins are women?
Okay. Metal Gear Solid 1. Sniper Wolf talking to Solid Snake. Metal Gear Solid 1.
Is that your final answer?
I'm not going to say I know that face because you trick me sometimes, but that's my final answer.
You're correct.
Yeah! Woo! Yes!
There you go.
All right. I got one.
You got one.
Out of like 10,000.
Yeah, that we've done prior to this.
Yeah.
But
That's
good
great.
job, man. Good job. There
Thank
you
you,
go.
man. Thank you.
Yeah. Ira Martinez got one, guys.
All right. There you go. And send us your questions. You know, we want to hear what you guys say. You know, and then we'll probably test you one time.
Yeah. Although, I hope that you guys will, do the honorable thing and not search it up.
Yeah. They'll search it out. Come on, guys.
So, guys, that is our show.
That's it.
This is episode 2. We appreciate you sticking around. Join us next time. Hopefully, we'll be up next Tuesday.
We will. Just search up Under the Cardboard Box podcast. You could get it every Tuesday. Subscribe, rate, comment. It will help us tremendously if you rate and comment on it. Like we were talking about in the beginning, thank you so much for subscribing.
We do appreciate you guys listening more than you know.
Seriously, you guys have made our dreams come true. Just talking about Metal Gear.
Yeah.
One of our favorite game series of all time, and it's just it's an honor to be talking about Metal Gear. Email us.
Email us. Talk to us. Remember, we're on Twitter, the UCBB Podcast. That's at the UCBB Podcast.
Yep, that's it.
And then we also have our email, which is underthecardboardbox@gmail.com.
That's right.
Okay, so guys, we appreciate it. We're signing off.
This is a spoiler-filled cast.
Let us know how we do.
Yeah.
Let us know how we did.
Next week, we won't be so spoilerish, but
we can't promise that though. No promises.
Yeah. So thank you so much for listening, guys.
And we are signing out.